New legislation signed today is aimed at fighting opioid addiction in Michigan. Lawmakers say the goal is to increase awareness by making it harder for addicts to doctor shop while requiring doctors to check a database before prescribing pills. 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell talked with the Lieutenant Governor about the positive impact he hopes this has on the epidemic.
Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley says that the addiction epidemic is now taking more lives in Michigan than car accidents, and something needs to be done. So today at this desk, he signed legislation. It is a deadly national emergency. In 2015, the American Society of Addiction Medicine says opioid addiction killed more than 33,000 people.
It's a crisis on our hands. This is an emergency. It needs to be treated like an emergency.
The question is, can legislation save lives? Democratic and Republican lawmakers stood together today in Lansing to say they are going to try. They were there as Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley signed legislation. A major part of the legislation will require prescribers check a patient's prescription history, which is now available in an online system provided by the state.
Whether or not to prescribe, that's still just the doctor's decision, but at least now they'll have all the information.
The package of bills would also require doctors have a bona fide physician-patient relationship when prescribing controlled substances. It would limit the supply of an opioid that could be prescribed for acute pain, work with schools to educate students about the risks of opioid addiction, and expand Michigan's Good Samaritan law to encourage people to report overdoses without fear of being arrested.
I've seen firsthand the way that it can just rob a person of potential. At the end of the day, what we want, fewer funerals and more second chances.
Lawmakers who took part in this legislation say this is just one step in an expected long battle against the opioid epidemic, and they're committed to fighting it. In Lansing, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.